Knowing how to improve whether you have 1, 3, or 5+ hours a day to play can be very difficult. What should you focus on? Where should you begin? So today, I'm going to be going over in detail how you can maximize improvement, whether you have 1, 2, all the way up to 5 hours a day to play. Before we jump in, it's important to understand that with each additional hour, we'll be adding something to your daily routine that will help you improve. Starting off, we have 1 hour. Now, if you don't have MW3 multiplayer, go ahead and skip forward to the 3-hour timestamp. And if you do have MW3 multiplayer and you have more than 1 hour, go ahead and skip forward to the 2-hour timestamp. Now, if I only had 1 hour to play a day, which isn't a ton of time, I would simply focus on a 5-minute warm-up in an MW3 multiplayer private lobby. We don't want to take too much time away from playing, but a 5-minute warm-up will drastically improve your aim and movement over time, and it will also prepare you for that first game. Here's how I would set it up. Starting off with game setup right here and your game mode, you want to do free-for-all. It is the easiest game mode to put yourself in a ton of engagements within that 5-minute window, which also leads to our map choice here. You just want a very small close quarters map. Meat is great, Rust, Scrapyard, Shipmiss. I personally prefer Stash House, but you can go with whatever map you want. You can rotate them. You just want to make sure you're choosing a small close quarters map. Now, in terms of our game rules here, we're going to keep this very simple. A few major things that we want to change. Time limit is, of course, going to be 5 minutes because that's all we have. We don't want to take away too much time from playing. Our score limit is going to be bumped up to 100. I generally get between 50 and 75 kills within that 5 minutes, so I bump it up to 100 just to be safe. Match start time here is going to be 5 seconds. This just gets you into the game much quicker. It kind of skips that infill scene that happens. For player settings here, max health is going to be 250. This is just going to lengthen out that TTK, force you to be precise with that right stick, and that's what's going to help you really start to improve your aim. In terms of team right here, I leave everything the way it is. I leave the minimap on and everything. And then gameplay, just a few minor things here. Spawn ammo mags max. This basically gives you a ton of ammo when you spawn in, so you don't have to worry about running out of ammo. Then we scroll down here. I leave perks on, but I turn kill streaks off. I don't want to have to think about kill streaks or have that mess anything up, so I turn my kill streaks off. Now, in terms of our bots here, I generally put on 8 and I leave them on recruit. The goal here is not to sweat your heart out and have them on veteran. The goal here is just to work on being precise with that right stick and getting your warm-up in. Now, in terms of weapons, I go with an HRM9 and a WSP9. You can go with a Striker, Striker 9. You can go with the guns that you are using. Biggest thing, though, is only SMGs. Don't worry about your AR. Only SMGs here, and now we can go ahead and jump in game. As you get in game, there are 2 things that you want to be focusing on, and you only have 5 minutes here, so you really need to focus. Number 1 is going to be your aim. Practice being precise with that right stick and not over-correcting for recoil. Learn how to track enemies and consistently hit those high damage areas, chest shots and headshots, which will give you a faster time to kill. Number 2 is going to be movement, and there's really only 2 movements that you want to be working on. The first is going to be slide canceling. A lot of slide canceling is being fluid and getting a feel for it, so this is a great time to make sure that you are practicing it and getting that feel for it before you go in game. The second one is going to be for controller players, which is going to be strafing. Strafing left and right increases your aim assist, making it easier for you to track your enemies. So you want to be strafing left and right while shooting and making sure you are incorporating that. As you can see here in this one, I was able to get 79 kills in this 5-minute warm-up, and now I would feel a lot more confident dropping in. Next up, we have 2 hours. If I had 2 hours to play every day, I would start off focusing on an extended MW3 private lobby warm-up, and here's how I would set it up. First thing here with our game setup, we want to do free-for-all. This is the easiest game mode to put yourself in a ton of engagements as quick as possible, which also leads to our map choice. We are looking for a very small close quarters map here. Rust is great, Scrapyard, Shipmiss, Meat is a great map. I personally love Stash House here, which is what I go with for the most part, but you can ultimately choose whichever map you want. Just make sure it's a close quarters map. And when it comes to game rules here, we're going to put this on 45 minutes. We don't want to time out. We're not going to do all 45 minutes, but I don't want the lobby to actually time out. The bigger thing here is going to be 200 points. This is going to be 200 kills, and we are going to break it up into 2 different variations. 100 kills of variation number 1 and 100 kills of variation number 2, which we'll talk about. Match start time is going to be 5 seconds here. This just gets us into that game much quicker. It skips that infill scene. In terms of max health, put this on 250. This is going to lengthen out that TTK, make it feel a little bit more like Warzone, and it's going to force you to be really precise with your aim. In terms of team, I leave everything the same here. Then we go into gameplay, spawn ammo mags max right here, and the other thing that I do is turn off kill streaks. I do leave my perks on. Now from here, we are going to put our bots on. I put 8 bots on recruit. I don't put them on regular or hardened or veteran. My goal here is just to get easy kills, focus on being precise with that right stick. The other thing that I will say is my loadout. You can absolutely go with whichever close range gun you want. As you can see here, I have the HRM9 and the WSP9, which is what I'm using at the moment. So trying to get warmed up with the guns I'm going to be using in Warzone. The one thing I would say is do not use any long range guns here. If you do this warm up correctly and learn how to be precise with the right stick and make those little adjustments, your long range aim is going to improve without you ever directly practicing it. Now let's go ahead and jump into the warm up. Now for the first 100 kills, I would go into my settings and turn my ADS multiplier up to 1.5. This is going to force you to be really precise with that right stick and be really soft with that right stick, allowing you to learn how to make the little adjustments you need to. Basically what this does is when you aim down sight, your sensitivity is 1.5 times faster than your normal sensitivity. A lot of you, when you first start doing this, you're going to be shooting the ground, you're going to be missing left and right, you're going to basically be shooting all over the place, but over time with a little bit of practice, you will really start to get precise, and this is going to carry over in game. Now for the second 100 kills, I would put my ADS multiplier back to what it was before and just play on my normal settings. This is going to get you reacclimated to what you normally play on, and at this point, you should notice that it's much easier and you are much more consistent when it comes to hitting those high damage areas, hitting those chest shots and headshots. Now, throughout your entire warm-up, throughout these 200 kills, there are 3 things that you really want to be focusing on. Number 1 is going to be your aim. Practice being precise with that right stick and not over-correcting for recoil. Learn how to track enemies and consistently hit those high damage areas, chest shots and headshots, which will give you a faster time to kill. Number 2 is going to be movement, and there's really only 2 movements that you want to be working on. The first is going to be slide canceling. A lot of slide canceling is being fluid and getting a feel for it, so this is a great time to make sure that you are practicing it and getting that feel for it before you go in game. The second one is going to be for controller players, which is going to be strafing. Strafing left and right increases your aim assist, making it easier for you to track your enemies, so you want to be strafing left and right while shooting and making sure you are incorporating that. Number 3 is going to be centering and anticipation. Putting your crosshairs where you think enemies are going to be and anticipating enemies, which will allow you to get that first shot off. All 3 of these things are going to be crucial to helping you get more kills in Warzone, and now you should feel really confident about dropping in. Next up, we have 3 hours. If I had 3 hours to play every day after shooting 200 bots, or if you don't have MW3 multiplayer, I would drop into a game of Plunder or Vandal Lockdown Quads. What's so great about Plunder and Vandal Lockdown Quads is it's essentially Warzone multiplayer. We have traditional Warzone elements, things like plating, we have 300 health, we have our loadout guns and perk packages. They're actually on Warzone maps, but now we are actually fighting real people. It's essentially Warzone multiplayer. If you die, you respawn right back in with your loadout guns and plates and stuff like that. On top of that, we are now fighting people who have good aim. They're slide canceling, they're strafing, they're jumping, and that's going to put us in gunfights that feel more like the gunfights we're going to be in Battle Royale and Resurgence. Now, a few quick things that I do want to outline. On Vandal Lockdown Quads, just follow the different areas and basically put yourself in the zones or put yourself around the zones where people actually are. In Plunder, Old Town, this little area right here is going to be your hot drop. There's generally kind of 3, 4, maybe 5 teams that land in this area that are going to keep flying back in over and over and over again. Now, when it comes to the gunfights, this is a great time to put yourself in those long range engagements, those 40, 50, 60 meter engagements, and kind of just sit on a rooftop, try to shoot people out of the sky, try to shoot people off of rooftops, and really work on that long range aim. It's also a great time to work on your close quarters engagements, having to finesse, having to use slide canceling. And one thing that I will say that really helped me improve is not fully plating. So only put in 2 plates as opposed to 3, because if you can find ways to consistently win gunfights when you only have 2 plates in, then when you drop into actual Battle Royale or Resurgence, it's going to be significantly easier to win your gunfights when you are full plates. So that's going to force you to learn how to break cameras, how to use slide canceling, how to use movement to take less damage, as well as make sure that you're hitting those high damage areas. The games last anywhere from like 10 minutes to 20 minutes, depending on how teams loot and whether they're actually playing plunder. And you should not actually be playing plunder. You should not be looting up for cash. You should strictly be looking to put yourself in as many engagements as possible against real people with traditional Warzone elements. Next up, we have 4 hours here, and we are finally getting into an actual game of Warzone. So I got you with a live commentary as I'm playing, talking you through my thought process and why I'm doing what I'm doing as a 4KD player. Now, we are on Vandal for this, but you can do this on any map. Vandal, Urzikstan, Ashika, Fortune's Keep, you can do it in Resurgence, BR, it doesn't matter. And look, if you are subscribed, you know exactly what I'm going to say here. Playing solo duos. This is easily, in my opinion, one of the best ways that you can improve. Look, there's a lot of people who will say, like, play solo quads, play solo trios, but a lot of you guys are going to get frustrated playing solo duos. So, like, where'd you go? You escaped from me? Yeah, you did. Nice. A lot of you guys are going to get frustrated. Where's your teammate real quick? A lot of you guys are going to get frustrated playing solo duos. So get frustrated in this first and really learn how to take on just 2 enemies before you get into 1v3s and 1v4s. And what we're really focusing on and why you can play any map is because it's all about the gameplay strategy. When to challenge with momentum, when to back off, the concept of like pressures on them versus pressures on me, which is all what we're going to be focusing on in this gameplay strategy here. I have a Rival 9, which like isn't really going to win me a gunfight at the moment. 2 other quick things that I will say. Number 1 is, of course, we still have the 5 hour coming up here in, like, right after this game here. I don't have enough for, where is this guy going? Just a little bit of patience there. Just a little bit of patience. We're going to stow portable radar. And the second thing is, guys, you know, I know you guys are all looking to get better at this point. So in the comments, I put a link to gg's.ai. This is not an advertisement. This is literally a website that I helped build that will help you improve. It has an AI meta weapon finder, which allows you to find the best weapons based on your playstyle. But the bigger thing here when it comes to improving is you can log your games, you know, damage, kills, deaths, where you landed, where you died, how you got kills, and all these things that you can then analyze and say, okay, here's where I'm struggling. I get more kills when I land here. Somebody right back behind me here. Let's throw this down just to see if it's 1 or 2. I want to bait him a little bit. I'm going to bait him. Baited. Unfortunate for that guy. A lot of people over this way. Do I still have that second portable? I think I dropped it, to be honest with you. What? Didn't I have 2? I don't know. I could buy another one here. Let's go get in the mix over this way. So make sure you guys check that out. Start logging games. Use gg's.ai. Make sure you sign up. And, if that guy had gotten away, I would have said missed shots right there. Okay, still a bunch of people around me here, and we're just taking our 1v1s. That is the most important thing, is to take as many 1v1 fights as you want, or as you can. I'm gonna wait for this guy. He's gonna push up. Yep. And you can wallbang that. That you absolutely can. Let me go ahead and push across here. These guys are all down low. I gotta be really careful. Got high alerted from somewhere. That's where we trust our high alert. Let's get the information. Just keep in mind that everybody kind of knows where I am at the moment. Wait, backside this way. Hold on, let's refocus here for a second. We might be able to third party these guys on the rooftop here. There's still a bunch back behind me. We're going to trust our high alert, but I think these guys are on the roof. These guys were on the roof. Not sure where those guys are. Let's go ahead and work our way back this way. Yeah, one on the roof there. Let me go meet him down low here. He's in here somewhere.
know if he's high or low, though. There's another one. That's another team, though. Let's see if they meet me down low. I'm going to reposition all the way around here. I'm going to skynade it and work my way all the way around here. I'm going to sneak up. Nope, they saw me. So this is now a little bit of a problem here. Just got to execute there.
We located the rest of them.
Pushing up the stairwell. It's a 1v1. He's running away now. Almost lost it because I didn't anticipate well. Notice I was late getting my crosshairs out there. But again, it's a 1v1. It's a 1. That's what we're looking to do, guys. The more ones that we can take. And look, you can see how it's not necessarily that I have to split them. It's that I'm not giving an opportunity to stack. And that's where a lot of you struggle. But a lot of you struggle because of lack of execution. And a lot of you struggle because you just don't have the experience. And you don't have the information. And this is how we do that. 100%. And don't forget, we're still... Wait. That was, like, again, just lack of execution there. Holy smokes. By the way, if we do die here, we're 100% going to be talking about regaining. Like, chat. I am a normal player, guys. My whole goal is obviously to help you improve, but... I'm going to act on... I'm going to push with the smoke. Now I'm in a little bit of a tough spot here, but we're okay. Let's just back off for a second. I just want to make sure that I got that thirst. This guy's pushing up the stairs. I'm going to bait him a little bit. I'm going to let him get out in the open instead of playing the head glitch. I don't know where he went. This guy's back behind me here. Right here. Where is this guy? Dude, that's so annoying. I probably could have kept shooting there to get that hit marker. I mean, I knew he was in there because I heard the door close, but I probably needed to get that hit marker a little bit more and try to shoot a little bit more for it. That sucks. I'm going to go push this. That's... I just forgot about that guy that was down low. Unfortunate. That's the lack of information right there. Let's go ahead and regain. That sucks. I didn't think he was actually going to be there. That guy was the guy I killed earlier, but let's be really smart about regaining here. So many crates. Can I get a Yui here? Get some info? Start acting a little bit more confidently? I should be able to. Give me something. 2 guys in the building here. That's those same 2 guys. I'm gonna leave them. I don't like them at all. They are just kind of chilling in there, so I'm just gonna let them chill in there. Let's not forget about them, though. Let's not forget about both. Look at these 2 guys straight up top this way. Now, the first kill is crucial here because... I just... Nope. He had high alert. That was the game changer right there. High alert saved him. And I know these guys are going to be close here. We still have that team to my left side. Bunch of plates right here. Or my right side, sorry. Probably in there.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I don't hear anything. I don't see anything.
Resurgence is about to end. Make it count.
People right here.
Enemy visual.
I'm not so certain that guy's not doing the thing.
You're being tracked by an enemy squad. Evade
One straight
enemy
across
side.
here.
Enemy UAV overhead. Fire sales over. Adjusting prices. Gas is closing in.
Nope. They were just good players. Dude, I got freaking torched, but once again, we continue to see the same thing. We continue to see the same dynamic. We get the first down, then we go ahead and push and put the pressure on. Portable radar, I need the information. I don't need it, I want it. Let's go ahead and get up top here. Let me see what I can find here. Two guys right here. I just don't know where exactly.
Resurgence has 4 second chances.
Okay. We're at 15.
Enemy soldier incoming.
I'm getting looked at from literally everywhere. Just want to make sure I'm not getting looked at from there. There's still this enemy floating around somewhere. Two enemies up top there. Wait, there was one in the water there.
Enemy buy station incoming.
There's people straight up top ahead of me there. Okay, so now we have the information here. Let's go ahead and work our way up. We're kind of split. There's definitely... Oh, we can go third party this.
Gas is inbound.
No, I missed it. I was also getting high alert in the back. Yeah, look at this team. This team's actually...
The enemy is no longer tracked.
I don't like this. Is two guys next to me here. Yep. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. We're in a really tough spot here.
Into the AO.
There's so many people around me. There's so many people here. We're just gonna have to kind of take our ones.
Contract's been pulled.
No. We're just gonna have to play really, really smart here. I'm just getting looked at from so many I want to play a little bit of high ground. We're actually not in a terrible spot here. There's one underneath me. So you can take... I'm listening for ladder.
Got gas moving in.
That's a big kill right there. Am I in? I am not in. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a bunch of people.
Dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
One right here. I gotta be really careful
10 left.
because I am rotating late. But I'm in here. That is a wild circle rotation for me.
Enemy marked.
Gas is closing in.
I'm in a really bad spot here. And I don't have gas mask. That's the problem. I'm just going to have to play low and hope for the best here. We're at 20. There's so many people above me here.
Got 4 remaining. Stay sharp.
No. That's such a tough circle pull. Let's go ahead and jump into hour number 5.
Finally here we have 5+ hours. Look, if I had 5+ hours a day to play, I would absolutely be mixing in, 30 minutes or so of gameplay breakdowns and clip breakdowns, really watching your own gameplay back and starting to understand where you're struggling and why you're dying so much. Watching your own gameplay back is hands down one of the best things that you can do to improve, because you're going to really start to see after the fact, and when you can slow things down and rewind, you're going to start to see where you're really struggling. Now, in this game here, I've been really struggling in solo quads on Fortune's Keep, and this game is not perfect. A lot of times I'm breaking down my better games on my YouTube channel here, but today this is going to be a little bit of a blender game, and this is not a win. It's important to start to understand where we're struggling, because not only are we going to start to get more kills, but it's also going to raise that floor. Instead of getting, 1 or 2 kills a game, we're going to start to be able to get 5 or 6 kills a game, and then that goes up to like 8 or 9 kills a game, and that's where we start to be able to drop those higher kill games. So starting off right here, again guys, solo quad, so gotta really be smart. One of the biggest areas that I'm struggling with right now is quickly acting on that next piece of information, and we're going to go ahead and get in the mix here. I think I do a really good job on this first guy right here. Obviously that guy's AFK, so we're able to get that kill. That kill gives me the information, and what I notice here is these 2 enemies and then this solo player. So I'm going to immediately push the solo player. And this is something that I think I'm struggling with, where I'm not acting on that next piece of information quick enough, and I'm giving them a chance to stack. Notice right here, we're able to get the kill, but then I notice these 2 enemies in the building. This is a solo duo situation. This is what we just worked on in the last gameplay here, is this 1v2. I should have a lot of confidence to push this, but you can kind of see that I don't act on it quick enough, and those 2 guys are actually pretty split. This should be a pretty easy 1v2 pushing in, but then I see the loadout down, and I just end up getting a little bit distracted. I don't ever go and actually act on that. Now we see the weapon pings over to the left side, so we know that there's a team right here. I see the enemy, and I'm kind of thinking, look, if I can take out somebody that's rotating to this loadout here, I'm positioning myself by the loadout to potentially get a free and easy kill, at which point I can go. But at this point, like, the enemies that are inside this building are probably pretty close together. One down below me. I'm going to go ahead and put the pressure on right here. Now at this point, guys, it's a 1v1 fight. It's a 1v1 fight, and we're equal. He has the advantage right now. He's not broken. I'm broken. The moment I get that, we're both broken here. Now I'm going to really keep the pressure on. Again, going back to what we just talked about in the solo duo gameplay, taking our 1v1 fights. Now, I don't panic here, but I'm not confident in my decision making. I've got a bomb drone there, I've got an enemy back behind me, and then I end up running into this guy right here. Now, I don't think those 2 guys are on the same team, but I kind of let it get to that point. If you were to go all the way back to not fighting that team in the big library or church building, that's kind of where this whole thing started, is not acting on that solo duo situation. And then I kind of end up being put between multiple teams, and then I end up dying. So really a mistake there, and this common theme that I'm going to keep going back to is, like, not taking the piece of information that I have and acting on that super quick. Yes, positioning matters, but when we see that 1v1 fight or that 1v2 fight, we really want to act on that as quick as possible, knowing that enemy number 3 and enemy number 4 are going to be somewhat close behind. A big thing to note right here, guys, this is a change in a recent update. This means that there's an enemy UAV overhead. Obviously, I'm not ghosted here, so I know these guys see me. They know that I'm here. We're just going to focus on loadout here. Bunch of crates unopened, really focusing on that gameplay strategy dynamic. It's one of the biggest areas a lot of you struggle with, which is prioritizing getting that loadout down. When it comes down to it, you're going to be more confident with your loadout guns. You're going to have better recoil control. You're going to have a faster TTK. You're going to have more range. You're going to have better mobility. You're going to have more confidence with your ability to actually execute them. And of course, we have perks as well. Guys, perks are one of the biggest things that we can use to outplay enemies. Trusting our high alert is crucial on Fortune's Keep. I think double time is so important. Obviously, we have Mountaineer. I'm running Quick Fix, which is great for fighting outnumbered because basically there's a significant delay with your base health regenning when you're running anything but Quick Fix. So if you're running Tempered, you know, there's a delay in your base health regenning, which Quick Fix kind of helps solve. Notice we're just short of loadout here, which is what I'm looking for. And look, we're at 2 kills early. You know, not the best start, but I'm also in solo quads here. So I know that I'm going to have plenty of time. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to push this forward right here because I am going to eventually get loadout. Yeah, there right there is our cash. We got 8480, so we're going to go ahead and work our way to buy station. But what do we notice? We notice this weapon ping. You know, a lot of you guys are struggling with, and this is stuff you should be paying attention to, pausing and really looking, okay, like this guy is obviously flying in. We have this enemy over this way, so let's figure out what is happening. Now, when I look at this situation right here, and let's kind of really, I'm going to slow this down here because a lot of this game I know what happens, but I want to kind of teach you how to watch your own gameplay back. So in this situation, we're able to get that down right there. Donkey puncher. Now we're going to go ahead, push across, and we end up dying in the back. Now, what a lot of you guys say in this moment here, and this is what I want to teach you, is level 450 camping in a bush. But where does this whole thing begin? This whole thing begins because this guy is downed, right? Now, what ends up happening here is, notice that I miss shots on this enemy. Now, I don't have my own Holger, so that's definitely part of it. But notice I missed some shots right there, and I missed some shots right there, and then I'm not able to get the thirst. Now, when I don't get the thirst, that forces me to now go ahead and push. If I had gotten that full kill, this guy that's down below right here, that is down below me, would have been an easy kill because I get the information. But because I didn't execute well enough there, and I know it's a floor loot Holger, but I still needed to execute a little bit better, I don't get the information. I'm forced to push up, and then of course this guy that's sitting in the bush ends up getting me. So yes, it's frustrating that this guy is sitting in a bush here and literally like just camping and just waiting, but there was something that I could have done to prevent that from happening. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to land back in on loadout here. You know, a frustrating start. Like I said, guys, you know, my PR is 53 on Vandal, my PR is 36 on Fortune's Keep. Like, I dropped my fair share of high kill games, but these games are going to happen, and they are important to learn from. You can absolutely watch your good games back, but I would encourage you to watch your bad games back to really see where you're struggling and what you're doing wrong. We're going to go ahead and push over here. I actually don't know a ton of it. Like, I know the ending of this game, but I don't know what happens in this mid game. So we'll just kind of see what we can find here. I know one enemy crossed. Downed. I wasn't able to get that thirst. Like, I'm not going to be able to get that thirst, but I do have to be careful of the teammates. Oh, one in the window. Yeah, one sniper in the window here. Let's get the information. Offensively using smokes right here. Notice how split they are. Notice one right here above, right? And one down low. So this is a really good situation that I'm in right now. As soon as I replay, I can get right back in here. There he is. That should be a 1v1 fight. And now it sounds like they're back together again. We got a bunch of shooting over towards library and stuff. Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like multiple below. Now that's it. That's important. Yep, ladder. Now, this is important here. I might have heard the ladder, but at the end of the day, like, if I don't get this kill, I don't get the confirmation on the minimap here, right? You can see this guy right here clearly on the minimap. So I go to check it, and that's when I hear the ladder. And then, of course, we hit shots really there. Just a little bit of strafing. Of course, we got our reps in you know, in our warm-up, we got our reps in Plunder, we got our reps in solo duo, so we should have confidence there. Yeah, and you can see right there, both of those kills, just really good execution. Basic movement, hitting high damage areas. I feel comfortable with this HRM because at this point, I've already shot 200 bots. I've already got 70-something kills in Plunder, you know, so we should be feeling really good with the weapons that we're using here. And I would encourage you to warm up and stuff with the guns that you're actually using. Think ahead here. Now, I don't know how many are in here. That's part of my problem. Straight across. Not sure where, though. Down low. Yep, we're going to keep the pressure on here. One thing that I noticed right here, just a little thing, and again, part of this is learning what you should be paying attention to. Watch how I don't shoot. Notice the delay right here. So if I start hip firing, I can probably hit this guy. But notice how long it takes for me to start shooting. If that guy gets around the corner here, which he barely did it, but if he gets around the corner, I would look at this and say, man, if I had hip fired that guy and was able to get a few shots off on him before I was fully aimed down sight, probably would have been in a better spot to get the down. Now, thankfully, we're not able to, he's not able to get away. We have one over kind of to my left side here, so I should start pushing that way immediately. High alerted. Yeah, good shots right there. But just, I'm just not, you can see even right here as we slow this down, like the shots aren't perfect. Like I'm missing right there. Obviously, I'm all this right side, right? I have no chest shots here. I have no headshots. Now we maybe mix in some there, but you can see like that is why that down takes a little bit longer. And on top of that, I take a little bit of damage here, right? So that is the difference sometimes between winning a 1v2 and losing a 1v2. Last guy is over to my left side, so we should start to work our way over. Other big thing that I notice here is cash flow, right? I've got 10 grand. I'm getting PA'd. I should go spend this here. Like, I should 100%. This is a classic slow down to speed up situation. I've got this buy station, but to be honest with you, I probably should have in this moment here just pushed to the graveyard buy. Like, when I got PA'd, I should have just pushed to the graveyard buy, bought a UAV here. That allows me to confidently act on, you know, I've got 30 seconds to basically build that momentum up again. And when we talk about building that momentum, UAV allows us to take a solo kill. Solo kill gives us the information. We should act quickly on that next piece of information that we get after we get that kill, right? So we get the minimap pings, then we act on the next solo player, ideally before they start stacking. And then from there, we can start to build that momentum. We build that cash up again. Notice I just take a ton of damage here. He caught me a little bit off guard, but I'm just not executing well. I'm very all over the place with my shots, and you can tell how fast the TTK is. But even like in this situation, we're watching this back, and this is why it's so important. A lot of you guys struggle with the cash flow dynamic, and you know, right here, I'm struggling with it as well. I'm in the action, I'm getting kills, but I'm just not putting myself in the best position possible because I don't know how many enemies there are. I don't know how many teams there are in the area. Again, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Like, it's very frustrating to watch back. Like, this is frustrating for me to watch back because, like, how much closer could I get to this buy station? I have enough for not one. Guys, I have enough for 2 UAVs and a self-revive here. 2 UAVs is a minute plus of information. The self-revive gives me some flexibility in case I go down somewhere if I have cover. I've got loadout guns. I've got everything I need here. I just don't have... Like, I'm just trying to go so fast. And you know what's crazy? I have 10 kills here. There's 7 teams. There's 24 enemies. There's plenty of time here. This is an easy plus 20 kill game if we just focus on the basics. Now, I do think I play positioning well here. Like, I play my positioning really well. We're going to see this guy right here. We obviously have one further back, but I'm not sure. This could, keep in mind, I'm in solo quad. So this could be 4 enemies. This could be 8 enemies. This could be 6 enemies. Like, I don't know how many people there are, and I don't know exactly where they are, so I can't quite act confidently. I can play my positioning really well here. There's one right there. We're going to go ahead and check. There's going to be another one peek here. Yeah, Grootskin. Really good execution. Notice we get the down, and look at this enemy right here. So 1 down. Look at this one. Look at this guy. I want you to remember him. Because I'm going to work my way over here. And look at the anticipation. Like that, I will say, just like really good centering, really good anticipation on my end there to be able to get that kill. Can we go by a UAV, please? That guy's landing in, and we get shot in the back. Little bit tough there. Guy flying in has an SVA. SVA's meta when it comes to TTK. It's kind of actually crazy. It's just something we want to keep in mind is that maybe we shouldn't just challenge these guys like they have no gun at all. Especially when you get into better lobbies. These level 450s here are going to look, and myself included, like I'm going to look to land on people. I'm going to look to land on people and get that free and easy kill. Now, other thing I noticed here is 9,800. I have enough for loadout. Now, what we're going to end up doing here is I remembered that my guns were over here. Now, what I didn't realize is I didn't know where my Holger went. But what we're going to see here in a second, I think, is that my Holger is actually like right up top here. So just, again, a mistake. Not, I don't know why I didn't go with loadout right here. Let me see what I buy here. I mean, down to 6 teams, but we're still in a good spot. So I buy my primary. Like, why? Like, here's what I don't understand about this. I bought my primary, I bought a perk package, and then I didn't buy anything else. So if I wasn't going to buy anything else, why wouldn't I just buy loadout? Like, that's what doesn't make sense. Now, if I had bought an armor box here, I would have said, okay, that's probably a good move, right? Let's regain plates and stuff. If I bought a UAV here or portable radar or something, I would have said, okay. But, like, that was just a very pointless decision to go with a perk package and my primary there. I have no idea why I did that. That should have 100% been loadout down. Notice how quick this lobby died here. Can't quite get that knock, getting shot from the other side. Would have been nice to have high alert, and we got the bomb drone floating around us here. And by the way, still 16 enemies left, so we're not in a great spot for 20, but it's not impossible. I mean, now it's really tough because I don't have plates or anything, and this is a really tough circle rotation. Get a little bit lucky. Sometimes we got to get a little bit lucky here. Sometimes you got to get a little bit lucky. Just kind of looking to see what I can find here. Not sure where anybody is, don't have any information, and you can see that throughout. Like, my UAVs are not going up. I'm not able to confidently act on enemies. I'm constantly guessing as to where the 3rd and 4th enemy are, and that's what's kind of really putting me in these tough positions where I'm struggling right now in quads. I also think, to a certain extent, my execution has been struggling, you know, and I haven't been executing well. I've been taking a little bit too much damage. By the way, I circle back to buy an armor box when I should have just done that in the beginning. I should have just literally done this in the beginning. It doesn't make any sense to me, but this is why we watch back, guys. I'm a 4 KD player. I think I'm a 4.7 KD player right now in Resurgence since this new update dropped, or since this new Warzone dropped. Yet I still make these really dumb mistakes. And from this, the biggest thing that I'm learning is I've got to be more strategic about that cash flow. Give it a little bit more thought. And I also think that at times that I am buying too many portable radars, and that's not allowing me to get that UAV up, because portable radar shows me this, but it doesn't show me this, right? Which is super, super helpful. Or it wouldn't show me that there's a team in tower here. So just a little note for myself. I'm going to use this Deddy to my advantage, knowing I have 2 enemies inside here. That was nasty. I love that tracking. I love the hip fire right here. Watch the hip fire. The hip fire to track. This is what I always tell you guys to un-ADS. Watch. Breaks my camera. Boom. Look at that. There's really good centering right there. Down. Gonna think about enemy number 2. I know he's floating around here somewhere. Back behind me. Now I want you to remember this situation. I want you to remember this right here. We're at 13 kills. We still have 14 enemies left. We're not in a bad spot here. Get the down right there. And I want you to remember that down, okay? I want you to remember X Cloud here that we get down. I'm going to work back behind me. Easy kill right there for number 14. Still in a really good spot, besides the fact that we have a pretty brutal rotation. Now, why did I tell you to remember X Cloud? This is our buddy X Cloud right here. X Cloud makes a really, really good play. Now, what was the mistake that I made? You know, you're going to see him execute really well. He's got the Ram 9, which does kill faster than the HRM, but it's a little bit tougher to use at times. He hip fires perfectly. He does exactly what he's supposed to do. Hip fires, then ADSs, tracks me really well. He gets first shot. But what was the mistake that I made? There's no reason that I could not have gotten this down. He has no cover right here. It would have taken me an extra, literally a half a second, at which point I would have done the exact same thing and pushed to my left side. This is something that I've really been struggling with lately, is not getting my downs with my gun. and basically trying to reposition and get out of a situation too quickly. So I don't have any lethals here, but I should have 100% just gotten the full kill. Take this guy out of the fight. And then from there, that's kill number 14. This is kill number 15. At this point, I'm pretty sure that everybody over here had died. So there would have been like 13 enemies left because xCloud would have been dead. I would have been at 15 kills. I would have rotated in. I would have been in a pretty good spot here to drop 20. Dub would have been tough. Dub's always tough in solo quads. But I would have been in a really good position here to potentially, drop a 20 kill game and finish this strong, at which point I would have been, 20-4? That's a 5 KD. That's a really good game. We go 14-4, which I'm perfectly happy with. We'll take the 14 kill game. Definitely a sweatier lobby, but you can see the mistakes that I'm making. So guys, I hope you found today's video helpful about how to practice if you have 1, 2, all the way up to 5 hours per day. Make sure you are subscribed down below. And as I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.